This just in, we are so back. Oh my god, how back are we? We're so back. Okay, look, I don't know why this was uploaded as a YouTube short. I have no clue. I'm not gonna turn on the sound because I'll probably get copyright struck or whatever. But just so you know, Blaze is now back. Blaze is now a thing again, and she is entering alongside of Lyeth Goldmane into the brand new Silver Age format. As you can expect to see these in Season 3 alongside of Briar, which is kind of auspicious, and Gravy Bones. Gravy Bones is there as well. Gravy Bones going to join alongside of Bolton. Lyeth, as I said. Look at that. That is number 3. Season number 3, chapter number 3, I should say, in stores in June. Oh my god, we have to wait until June for this, but you know what? That's okay. We'll get through it together. For those that don't know, I love this hero. This is my favorite hero in the game of Flesh and Blood in early, small formats, in young hero formats, period, end of story. Logged so many hours of gameplay with this hero specifically. I am so freaking excited about this. And not only that, but we also get Gravy Bones, who's another hero that I've been playing a decent bit in Sage, and maybe just maybe we'll get some cool stuff alongside of both of these heroes in these new decks. I would imagine it would be mostly made up of the cards that we already have access to, and we're not going to get unique reprints or unique cards, I should say, maybe just reprints of cards. Either way, I don't even freaking care because Blaze is now going to be a thing. So if you would like information on Blaze, this is probably the channel that you should be tuned into, because I've put out a good bit of content on the deck, a good bit of content on the hero. I had a Blitz Metafy guide that is quite, I would say, quite potent. And yeah, that deck is the deck to play if you're feeling like playing a wizard. Okay, and also I just want to point this out because this is not planned at all. I'm literally just having the most hopium session of my entire life since Pirates came around, and since I got to play Gravy Bones, and since I got to play Scurv, and since I got to play Marlin, and also Puffin exists. But since that point, this is probably the most excited I've been because we get to play my girl in the new set. I can't even, words are things and they exist in the game of what? I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, so what we are saying though is there was an entire suite of cards that were presented to us in this new set. The entire suite of sigil cards were tailor-made for this hero, because you can look at this and you can be like, well, maybe I can play some of these things in Acilio. I could maybe play Future Sight in Acilio, create some Sigil of Fate tokens. Maybe you can justify playing some of these types of cards like Painful Premonition Blue in Kano, because Kano has the capacity to just push this and you get some amount of value out of it. How much you get is kind of not very good. Not very much in Kano, because you're gonna draw the card that you're gonna see unless you just do this and you have a handful of blues, but that's just not how the deck works, right? So really all of this to say is this entire suite doesn't really fit anybody unless it's Blaze, and Blaze it is, because you now have the capacity to gain counters by using Sigil of Fate tokens that you've created off of things like Future Sight. You're not hurt by playing cards like Future Sight in Blaze outside of the no block stipulation. You can't block, of course, with this because it has no block value, but Kano, you didn't want to play a bunch of instants because if you found it off the top, you're dead, right? That's a terrible thing. And Acilio, you have a benefit of playing them. Verdance, that hero isn't even a wizard, let's be honest. But Blaze, you're okay with playing this. It's actively a good card. It pushes you to play something like this at instant speed on your opponent's turn, or you could play it on your own turn in some scenarios. You might want to do that where you can just gain some counters and float the resources and then do something with it. But the cool thing about it, of course, as well, is you get to manage when these things are going to pop off and when you're going to gain those counters. And it also pushes you off of cards like Whisper of the Oracle, so you don't necessarily have to be playing Whisper of the Oracle. And we get a card that encourages you to play them. That is another 2 for 6. That is a benefit that it gains 2 for 6 on your own turn, or it gains it on your opponent's turn. And now you're justified with playing all of that suite of cards from this new set. It's not just like a set of cards that isn't going to see play for like a year or whatever, which is great. And it also means that we have the capacity to see this hero come out in Classic Constructed. And if we see the hero come out in Classic Constructed, she's already got the replacement boots available to her that LSS was sort of talking about. Maybe, you know, we're going to move and sunset Stormstriders, you know, out of the format because they're really powerful, which I understand. But here you have a boot set that you can swap in. Are they as good? No, clearly not. But Blaze is a hero, and I'll just go back here so you can see it. For those that don't know Blaze, she is a hero that is tempo first. She's not trying to OTK you like Kano. She's not trying to put this massive combo together like Acilio. She's tempo first. She establishes tempo, and she extracts value more so than you would have originally wanted to let her get by playing at the correct time. And this is a fine substitution because it encourages that same thing. When it leaves the arena, you can play your next non-attack action card this turn as though it were an instant. Of course, you can't necessarily do that whenever you want. Your opponent now has some say in the matter. If they don't close the combat chain until the end, then you're not going to be able to use your effects. But at the same time, whereas you would think like, okay, well that sucks because I want to win the game when I activate these. These are not for winning the game anymore. Now they're for a tempo play. Your opponent sees that, oh, if I close the chain, they're going to be doing something on my turn. Maybe I should save some stuff back. There's a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of mind games. And you can activate this at some point in the mid game and use the effect to just try to steal a little bit more tempo. And this, of course, being a Majestic, can't be played in Silver Age. So this is why I feel like if we're getting the deck in Silver Age, then maybe we're also getting the deck in Classic Constructed, and oh, would that be great? That would be so great. You also have the rest of the suite of like when this leaves the arena. Some of these are, I guess, fine. You're still going to play Talismanic Lens, and you're super happy to. Talismanic Lens is so good. It's so good. It's such a great one. So like these are worse Talismanic Lens. You've got Robe of Resourcefulness, which is like side grade playable towards like some of the other robes that we already have. These are not very good. They're not very good, and this has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. But holy moly! Oh my gosh, guys! Oh, we're so back. We're so back. Oh, we're gonna be playing so much Blaze and Sage. Hey guys, I have a list for you already. Yeah, I'm about that life, right? Yeah, I already had this like locked in. So here's your Sage Blaze list for all of you out there that wants to give this a whirl. I've basically taken most of what I was doing, and it says it right now, but one day, it's soon, okay? Most of what I was doing with the Blitz version of this list, and I just kind of ported it over, okay? And we can add some of these new cards. I added Yellow Future Sight. I added Painful Premonition Blue. We kept the amount of opt countering that we did before, and now we've added some snapbacks. We've added the blue snapbacks because it blocks 3, not because you want to play it. And we've added the red snapbacks because they're really, really good. This could be a card that I could see them moving off of and like banning going forward to try and pull Kano down. But at the same time, I don't know. It depends on how they also want to affect the other heroes. I do think it's a foregone conclusion that we lose Burn Up Shock, and then I think it's a foregone conclusion that we lose something in KO. I would like to see Beaten Trackers go so that they actually have to rely on drawing the go again rather than just having it and being able to go 15, 16, 15, 16 until you die, right? But if they do pull both of those back, Kano is quite good into the rest of the field, and plus or minus a couple of matchups that are a little bit sketchy. So maybe you pull him down by getting rid of Snapback, and maybe you also do the same thing for Blaze, because I do think Blaze is a solid deck overall. There's a lot of very fast decks out there, but again, there's a lot of people that are already packing hate. And the cool thing about Blaze is Blaze doesn't completely fold to the hate like some of the other heroes do. It just prolongs the game and it makes you engage more. I think Blaze is the best wizard hero to truly represent wizards in the game of Flesh and Blood. And because of that, you get the capacity to like actually experience a back and forth and an engaging kind of game across the game. And that's why I wanted her in this format so bad. And so you have decks that are already prepared with that hate, with polarities and with oases, if you will. You have decks that are actually pretty solid against Blaze in the form of some Guardians that can play for the fatigue state. Like, those decks are actually pretty solid into Blaze. So Blaze is not this like powerhouse that I feel like a lot of people are going to think she is, but she's also very strong in her own right. So she's not going to fold to the overall like damage that's being presented. So very curious to see how this ends up, and I'm curious to see if they give her like other things, like if they give her a signature weapon, if they give her some functionally unique cards, or if they just lean this deck into like the new stuff they've already printed, like Sigil of Fates and Future Sight and so on and so forth. So I am so freaking excited, and you better believe that I will be teaching you how to play this deck in and out, as I've already done, both here on the channel with multiple videos and also over on Metafy. That maybe I'll just like I might need to make a completely new guide on how to play this hero, because there are some key differences to the way this deck functions. If obviously Waning Moon doesn't exist, if Crucible is the sort of the go-to, and with some new pieces of equipment. So I don't know, I'm just incredibly excited. And if you're excited as well, make the number go to the other number as I'm continuing to freak out. Thanks for watching.